What is going on? Welcome back. We've got a new episode of SORARE's Value Hunting. Game week 13 tips off tomorrow. So we're going to dive in, find some cheap value plays, some low caps to help fill in our rosters. And we're going to be using Momentum Labs projections to see what we can find. We only have one NBA game tonight, so we should have most of the news heading into tomorrow unless some freak stuff happens. So we should be good to go. As always, if you're new to SORARE, sign up using the link in our show notes. It gets you 20 free common cards. You don't have to spend a damn thing and get started in playing. However, if you do buy 5 things off the limited auction, you get a 6th one free. Helps us out, makes us look good. One last plug, just a reminder. Every Monday at 5:30 Eastern, Friday at 5:30 Eastern, we do a live before lock show where we get all the NBA news, all the injury news right before lineups lock for the next game week, and then just kind of spit information at you, try to figure out our lineups as we get ready for lock. I've got a couple of fun sweats this week, actually. So, and by a couple, I mean one. Most of my lineups have been trash. I'm going to show you the one that I've got, and then we'll dive in and do some value hunting and get excited, huh? All right, here we go. If I show you what I'm sitting on here, we've got most of my teams have been garbage. But let's scroll right here. Right now, we are in 42nd in the rare contender. So we're projecting for a rare tier 2, which is fun. Jordan Poole really bummed me out here. But you're going to see Jalen Noel here. He's going to be one of the value guys we talk about today. Trey Murphy and Zion both did really well with CJ and Brandon Ingram missing some time. And Terrence Mann, again, another beneficiary of Paul George and Kawhi Leonard being out. John Wall was limited for a game. Reggie Jackson was limited a little bit. So this is just a reminder, like a lot of these guys, these are the cheap value guys that we have to fit in so you can play someone like Zion. So this is why this stuff is important, baby. You can see the rare champion too. We had a solid performance, but not going to get it done. All right. Let's dive in. We're going to dive into the projections. As always, take a look at where you're going to be using Momentum Labs. And if you want to sign up for Momentum Labs, there's a link for that in the show notes as well. So look at the show notes, just cooking. All right, let's dive in. Again, we look at the cap of 20 and under. All right, so anything that's 20 and under, that's what we're doing here today. So as we start scrolling around with some of these projections, we're looking for this green. We want this green to pop here. So you're seeing Jared Vanderbilt. I think yes, he's a little green. He's got a hue of green, but it's not enough green that I'm interested in here. You also see Justice Winslow. Justice Winslow has been playing really, really well in his new role. I believe last night against the Lakers, he had like a 25-5 game or something like that. Dame is going to be back probably next week, so we might have one more weekend of this. I think Winslow can put up 40 actual SORARE points. So I think he's still a fine play. I don't know how popular he is. We get a limited ask of 16. That's fine. I think that's fine. I don't know if that's what we need to be targeting. He's somebody, if you have him, I like playing him. If not, move on. Jalen McDaniels, again, this Charlotte situation is a dumpster fire because everybody's hurt all of the time. So again, I think Jalen McDaniels is a nice play. And look at this, so you're seeing a low ask right now of 11. Again, this was updated yesterday afternoon, so it might have adjusted a little bit. But they've got very similar projections, right? A cap of 19 for both of them, 24.6 for Winslow, McDaniels 23.7. I like Winslow a little bit more. I think he's got a higher ceiling and a safer floor, so that's where I would go there. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl. Now, I was excited to play him last night in daily fantasy sports because Oklahoma City had some injury stuff that they were battling. I'm not I like him a lot as a play. He's, again, actually, let's look at this. He's got limited ask for $9, projection of 24. Okay, so Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, one less cap, basically the same projection as these two guys. So I think that OKC's fine. He had a couple of games in a row where he was putting up 30 fantasy points. He's usually a good rebounder, has a decent outside shot. So I don't know. I'm okay with Jeremiah Robinson, JRE, if you will. But so far, I think I would rank them Winslow, JRE, McDaniels in that order so far. Now, these are the higher end low cap guys, higher end value guys. So there's going to be some more that pop as we get lower. Tim Hardaway Jr., Timmy. He's got again, another decent projection here of 24.7 for a cap of 18. I think that's fine. They clearly need him. The Mavericks need him. The guys who aren't Luka haven't been very good. So they need someone to step up, and maybe it's Timmy Hardaway Jr. So I don't hate taking a shot at that. He's got, look at this. If we're talking about price points, right? Cheapest one so far is Tim Hardaway Jr. at $8. So I don't hate that. They only have one game, so you got to deal with that. Where as we scroll back up, JRE only has one, but Winslow and McDaniels both have two. So maybe that can be your tiebreaker. Let's keep moving. I'm excited to get down here a little bit. Josh Richardson, I don't trust anybody on the Spurs, right? So we saw Romeo Langford play sizable minutes now that he's returned. He had like 14 points last night against OKC. That's fine. That's fine. Troy Brown Jr., he actually missed last night's game, so I'd pay attention to that. Andrew Nembhard's been playing really well for the Pacers, but again, I mean, the Pacers, if I'm targeting Pacers, it's Halliburton, it's Jalen Smith, it's Turner, it's Buddy Hield. Like without injury news, right? There's just too many guards. There's too many guards. You get TJ in there as well, Mathurin. There's too many guards. Dante DiVincenzo has actually been picked it up a little bit off the bench for the Warriors. The Warriors have been playing a little bit better lately, so I don't hate Dante DiVincenzo here at $12. He's got a cap of 15 with a projection of 17. I still think, though, that we can do a little bit better. Cap of 14. So Naz Reid is some limited ask of $7. Naz Reid had a couple of monster dunks last night against the Grizzlies. Naz, dude, so with Cat out, like he is going to get more of an expanded role. Actually, let me pull up how many minutes he played last night because I do think that's helpful information in their game. They played Memphis Grizzlies in a W, and Reed played. Let's see, did he start? No, so they started Kyle Anderson, Rudy Gobert, D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, and somebody named Moore Jr. I've never heard of this man before in my life. Wendell Moore Jr. Who's out of Duke? All right, let me actually see. Wendell Moore played 20 minutes. I did not realize that. He played 20 minutes. He had 7 points. He took 6 shots, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block. I think what we're going to do is pop over there and see if Wendell Moore. Anyways, Naz Reid played 22 minutes. I don't know. I don't think I think Naz Reid is fine if you have him. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy up Naz Reid. I do want to check though. Is Moore on here? Because listen, this is real time. You're getting breaking news here. If Wendell Moore is on here. Ooh. All right. Okay. So people realize he's pretty good. All right. Like a good thing he tuned into this show. I wonder with him starting last night, we saw him pump. So his cap is -1. This is pretty wild, honestly. So for $28, you get a cap of -1. Let me see if he's in the projections here. A cap of -1. Okay. Oh, so he's got cap of -1, 0 projection. All right, guys. We might be this is one of those really big brain plays where it's like, okay, maybe he only gets me like 4 actual points, and we don't even know if he'll start again. So it's like very high risk, but high reward, -1 cap. Sorry, I needed some coffee. All right, let's go back. Where we leave off, we left off with Naz Reid. The Timberwolves are gonna be a topic for conversation, though. We're gonna keep going. Dougie McBucket, same thing with the Spurs. Spurs have a lot of guys now, but however, like when we pay attention to the injury news, if we see our man Pop is like, you know what, we're playing 2 games this weekend, so we're gonna run a G League squad out there. If that happens, McDermott's taking like 40 shots. So I like having some of these Spurs. I like buying them when they're not popping, right? So just holding on to Keldon Johnson, Vassell, McDermott, Bates, Job, like all Zach Collins is another example, and just like waiting because Pop is going to have one of those nights where he's just like, you know what, let's sit Keldon, Vassell, Podol, and everybody, Sohan, and then now these guys are put into starters roles, and for like low caps, someone's going to have to score. So if they're popping, I'm not interested in buying them, but I like holding on to those guys. Obi Toppin, whatever. Javonte Green, whatever. Luke Kennard has been missing some time. He's been hurt. Otto Porter Jr., we've talked at length about him. I'm not interested. But here we go. Joey Harris and Jalen Noel. I'm more interested in Jalen Noel right now. So he's got a cap of 12. It's only gone up once with 2 pretty big performances from the last week and a projection of 26.2 with a low ask right now of $10. So Jalen Noel, he like was off to a hot start. We talked about him in like some of the first I think the first ever value hunting. He was like the poster boy for this. And then like he played really well for a couple of weeks. His cap went up. Everybody stopped being interested. But since then, like in the last couple of games, so last night he played 31 minutes. And in 31 minutes, he took 10 3-pointers. He took 19 shots. He got 24 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a partridge in a pear tree. So Jalen Noel, I really like. I think he has some like risk reward in there though. So cap of 12, I think it's fine. But I think we might see times like if he's not playing well, we only see him play like 15 minutes, right? So, or maybe more than 15, but like 20. So I think 31 minutes, what he played last night, is like the ceiling of what he's going to play. However, with Cat out, I mean, dude, these are the guards they have, man. So, like, of course, they have Anthony Edwards, but they started Wendell Moore Jr., who we just talked about, Austin Rivers, and Bryn Forbes. Like, who the fuck are you going to play? It's got to be Jalen Noel. So I really like Jalen Noel. And then we just got to pay. I think we're like getting ahead, and then um like if he has the good weekend, then everyone's excited about playing him again. And maybe that's not, maybe we're too late. Maybe it's already pumped up a little bit, but I like Jalen Noel a little bit. Joe Harris as well is fine. Um, he moved into the starting lineup with Ben Simmons out. He moved into the starting lineup, and it's basically him and Seth Curry swapping playing that role. So I think Joe Harris is a great play here too. A low ask of $6 with he's capped 13, projection of 21. So I think these are my two favorite plays so far that we've talked about, Harris and Noel. They can light up the box score a little bit. And then, all right, here we go. Quentin Grimes. We've talked about Quentin Grimes the last couple of days. People are on Quentin Grimes now. It's no longer a surprise. This is the same thing that we said, whether it's the live before lock show or the value hunting. Like, I don't really love Quentin Grimes' game, but I like that he plays for Tom Thibodeau. So, like, if he's in the starting lineup, he's going to play a ton of minutes. So, there you go. That's your Quentin Grimes thesis play. Trey Lyles, he continues to pop. He's missed a couple of games due to sickness, but I don't know, whatever. Kaminga, whatever. Isaiah Roby, whatever. Kaminga does seem to be the rookie that's won like survivor for the Warriors, right? Wiseman in the G League, Moody out of the rotation. Sorry, my dog just came flying in. Moody out of the rotation. And so Kaminga seems to be the guy. But I don't know. I know he's coming off a nice performance. The Warriors scare the hell out of me. All right. So and listen, I own Kaminga in SORARE. So this isn't even me like fudging my numbers to pump my own bags. I'm just a little bit nervous about the SORARE situation. I mean, that's so rare about the Kaminga situation. Beauchamp, no, not Beauchamp. Landry Shamet, Biyombo, PJ Tucker, whatever. Not really super interested in Knicks or Najee for that matter. But here we go. Kai Jones, we talked about him last game. Austin Rivers, I know he's pumping. I don't care, dude. I'm out on Austin Rivers. If you have him, whatever. I just think he's bad. But Kai Jones, I think he was on the thumbnail this past week. I think Kai Jones is also a great play. So Kappa 7, projection of 13.9. He's at, I think, a low ask of 10. He's probably come down a little bit after subpar performances, but price wise. But yeah, Kai Jones. So I think that's it. I think we did this. This was an efficient show. So let's recap here. My favorites. We got Jalen Noel. That's number one. That's my number one dude. Joe Harris is number 2. Quentin Grimes, number 3. Then I'd be like Kai Jones at number 4. And then some of Naz Reid, I think, is fine. And then number 5 would be Justice Winslow as my more expensive play. So that's it. Those are like the 5 main dudes for game week 13. And just a reminder, tomorrow we'll give away another limited card as well for our live before lock show. So tune back in tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern. We'll have a guest. We'll break down all the NBA news, and we'll build some winners, baby. We'll build some winners. And again, if you sat through this 12-minute show and then still were like, you know what? I haven't signed up for SORARE. Sign up for SORARE, baby. Sign up. Use that link below. Get some free stuff. We'll see y'all tomorrow, and